What is up, everybody? Welcome to a very, well, I would like to say, if I do say so myself, a very interesting Joker 2 Folie Deux video. So kind of look at this as an extension on my video from the other day. I uploaded a Joker 2 video on Saturday. It's a discussion series video, but also on that day, we got our first look at Lady Gaga's proto Harley Quinn look. I say proto because we could have a number of looks in the film, so I edited a reaction in there for that. But today, I have put together a video in where we're going to connect all of what we've seen in filming so far, because I feel like I have a very damn good idea of what could be going on and just how Arthur got to running away in this scene that you're seeing on screen right now, and how the trial of Arthur Fleck being prosecuted by Harvey Dent actually got to that point. So I'd love for you to stay tuned for the whole of this video, because I'd love to know what you think about it. There's certain parts of what I've got here that I feel like really tracks to what's going to happen. Maybe a couple of gaps here and there, but yeah, strap yourselves in. So what we do know is that Arthur Fleck is going to the Superior Court of Gotham to stand trial for his crimes in Joker 1, such as him killing Murray Franklin on his talk show. And this is all acknowledged, as we know from the Joker follower signs, such as Joker killed it on the Murray Franklin talk show. Pretty on the nose there. So here's where things get interesting. We see him wearing the exact same suit he wears in the video that you guys may remember from a few weeks back of him being chased by his Joker followers. Now, we were entertaining theories that this could be him running away from like different versions of himself, and it could be in his head. But now with all of this coming out, these are two Joker followers from the protest at the Superior Gotham Court, because there's hundreds of extras there, some of which, or many of them, are Joker followers in support of Arthur, and there's lots of media attendees from media outlets like Gotham Citizen. We will get into Arthur Fleck's look, his suit that he attends the Superior Court in his trial in a little bit later, because it's actually really important as to how it all ties into his escape. Now again, as I look at some of these photos, we know that Harvey Dent, likely the district attorney, is the one who is prosecuting Arthur Fleck in the trial. There's signs out there like Dent is a clown. He's likely leading the whole charging and case against Arthur for the crimes of Joker 1. And we know that Gaga's Harley Quinn, or Harleen Quinzel, is somewhat important for me to specify. She's in Harleen mode, attends the trial. So as we get into this aspect of it, as I said, there's a bunch of Joker supporters there, obviously a bunch of old-fashioned media. It's important to remember this is still set in the 80s, like the first Joker movie. We've got lots of set evidence for that. And the protesters are chanting Joker, like free Joker, with Harleen even rallying them to do so as she arrives in our first look at her Harley Quinn look, if you will. The rumors. This is where things get even more interesting, and it's only going to get more interesting from here on out, so trust me, stay tuned to this video. I don't normally say that, but I really am dying to hear your thoughts. Also, like the video if you've got this far already. That really helps me out, and hopefully we'll get some more Joker fans in here. But this is where we know that the rumors of Harleen Quinzel being a patient at Arkham, all of those rumors were true. So this is where things could get a teeny bit muddled. As I said, there might be a couple of gaps here, as we see Gaga's Harleen in the filming of her attending Arthur's trial in two different looks on different days of filming. So one is, of course, as you've seen, her in the somewhat proto Harley Quinn look, and she's actually getting escorted into the Superior Gotham Court building by GCPD officers, likely because she may have something to say in the trial, and since she's in a relationship with the Joker, and we know that, and we're about to get into that, basically, more or less, I don't really have a good reason for this, she has a reason to be in the building where any other kind of random Joker follower does not, and to the point of where police are letting her access that, where everyone else, including media, is separated by like these little barred fences blocking the stairway entrance. But on another day of filming, she's in somewhat more common clothing. She's in like a bit of a coat. She's got like a flowery dress underneath. She's got her handbag there. Now, this could be because the trial is taking place over a couple of days, or that maybe they're shooting showing alternate scenes, but I'm thinking it could be that one day she's appearing in normal clothing, such as the coat, as I said, and what you're seeing on screen right now, but the day she appears in court wearing her Harley Quinn look could be the day Arthur's actual conviction is coming down hard from the judge, and this could be the day of escape, and she's somewhat suited up for the occasion. Regardless of that, though, and we'll get more into the escape in just a second, when she's in her normal clothing compared to the Harley Quinn looking clothing, we see a woman who's likely a news reporter on the right-hand side of the stairs hold up this newspaper that you're seeing on screen right now, and she says, "You're going to hell." And the newspaper reads, "Crazy in Love." And we have a little bubble, I believe, saying Joker has a new love, and it shows that she was indeed a patient at Arkham State Hospital for the criminally insane. Now, Gaga's Harleen Quinzel then forcefully kind of grabs her face, kisses her, and it's believed that she replies, like, we definitely know that's what the reporter says, like, "You're going to hell," but it's believed that Gaga's Harleen says, "Now we both are," after kissing her, and she quickly and abruptly disregards the reporter and continues walking up the stairs into the Superior Court of Gotham building. And here you have it, guys. Like, you can see a mugshot on the front page news of the paper reading, "Arkham State Hospital, Harleen Francis Quinzel." And she looks pretty unhinged, kind of happy, just kind of like, "Hey, I'm here, like, I'm in the asylum, state hospital for the criminally insane." And I do think it's an awesome kind of, mugshot of Harley in Arkham. Like, if you were to think of what that would look like, I would say this is for sure it. And I would love to know your thoughts on this. So at this point, what do I think is going on, or what has happened to get to this point, and how Harleen is outside and no longer a patient, seemingly? So I think that Harleen and Arthur meet in Arkham. Of course they do. She falls in love with Arthur, vice versa. That's still, how intimate or how messed up that gets in super traditionalist Harley and Joker stuff is still yet to be determined. Perhaps, they're bonding in sessions of what they share. But the thing is, with regards to Harleen already being outside in public, clearly no longer a patient, not in handcuffs, being escorted by the police, and we've seen other filming of her actually on the streets of Gotham, outside store windows and stuff. She's no longer a patient anymore. So I think when she meets Arthur, she's likely at the end of her stay/sentence at Arkham State Hospital for the criminally insane. So she would have been put there quite a while ago. For all we know, that she's been put there for, like, I don't know, a 10-year sentence. Like, she could have been in there for 10 years. She's deemed criminally insane, but she could have gone through a lot of treatment before Arthur shows up. Time is almost up, but no matter what way you look at it, and I do want to stress this, the fact that the newspaper shows her mugshot and she's dressed in public normally, she appears to be a citizen once again. I do want to stress, though, that this doesn't mean she's exactly sound of mind, and if anything, this could highlight a bit of the story for how Joker and Harley just aren't good for each other at all. She could have actually been on the road to doing very well. I mean, she's still getting out, but she's now getting out with, a bit of reversed success with her treatment. Not that necessarily the hospital knows that, and so when she's on the outside, she could pose a threat just as much, if not worse, as the very thing that put her in Arkham State Hospital for the criminally insane in the first place. Now, the story behind the whole newspaper flex from that woman and the media on the other side of the fence, it kind of makes sense to me. Obviously, with Harleen Quinzel attending such a public trial, everyone knows about this. Everyone saw that on the talk show, what Arthur Fleck did to Murray Franklin. Of course, literally, of course, the news will take their chance if they get a scoop on someone becoming the Joker's girlfriend. They might think, why would anyone want to become this crazy killer's love interest? And then when they dig further, they realize that it turns out she herself was once a patient of Arkham. And so it turns into front page news, as you'd expect. And of course, they'd take a dig at her for that, hence the whole "you're going to hell" as she's attending the trial. But regardless of all of this and them trying to out, oh, look, she was also a patient once as well at Arkham, even though she's out now. Now that she's on the outside, this means she could assist with the Joker movement, likely getting her own support from the Joker followers, and could even be seen as a spokesperson for the clown movement, because after all, she is Joker's love, as reported by the Gotham Examiner, and all of them there supporting Arthur Fleck probably know that. But let's now get back to Arthur and step this video up a notch in terms of where things get even more interesting. So it was reported that at the Superior Court of Gotham that there would be explosions, and this factors into what we're about to talk about next. So Arthur himself arrives at the trial from Arkham State Hospital in this police emergency service vehicle, which is bars on the windows, essentially a unit to escort an inmate from a secure, state hospital to that of this trial. Makes sense. You would want to be careful with that. Now, the reason why the suit he's wearing to this trial is very important is because this is the same suit we saw him wearing earlier in filming when we saw him running away from those two Joker clowns who were chasing him down the street. You may remember that one of them was like a really tall Joker follower wearing the full Arthur Fleck Joker look. Now, he is also seen right at the front of like the fenced off bars at the protester crowd, so this could aid into his escape as well. So if you haven't got it already, I 100% believe that the scene we saw of Arthur running away with his tattered, dirty looking same suit of what we're seeing here clean is set after this whole court situation that he's attending. Essentially, the bottom line here is that, as I'm looking at these photos, what more perfect opportunity is there for Arthur Fleck to escape than when he's outside the confines of Arkham State Hospital? For one, he's attending a public court where there's hundreds of supporters protesting for you, saying free Joker, of which could be, by the way, very handy at getting in the way of the police trying to, make their way throughout the crowd as you're trying to escape. There's reported explosions at the trial, so you may have guessed it. The reason why his suit looks so dusty in the scenes of him running away is because it's likely set after the explosion at his trial, and as a result of that, Arthur is able to get away, but due to the explosions, his suit is all messed up. And it's funny to me because in that set photo or video breakdown we did a couple of weeks ago of him running away in that really kind of, dirty looking suit, I said it's like he's been rolling around a construction site where they're like putting plaster up, there's brick dust everywhere, and I was just like, how did this happen? Now this makes more sense than ever, because if there's some kind of explosion that allows an escape, this same suit that looks a bit darker in colors now looks a lot brighter. And yes, it is the same suit, the same shirt, the same tie, the same shoes, the same trousers. It's kind of got like a coat of something over it, so it looks a lot like lighter than what it does before or as he's attending his own trial. So let's now connect it to the point of where he's actually running away. I think we can guess that when he's attending his own trial, there's a massive distraction event that takes place for him to escape. Possibly those rumored explosions make sense again with how dirty his suit gets. You pair this in with the Joker followers who are literally rallying to free him. So as a result, I wouldn't remotely be surprised if some Joker followers help him get out of there. So in the beginning of that original set video from a couple of weeks ago, we see what I think is Arthur leaving a car. Then we see two other Joker followers pop out of that car, and then, Arthur's running away from them, and they're really trying to follow after him. One of them being that really tall Joker follower in the full Joker look from the first movie, who we see right at the front of the protest outside the court. Now, in my personal theory here, I could be wrong about this, but I just wouldn't be surprised if when Arthur got in the car, he got away into the streets of Gotham with the Joker followers amongst all of that chaos of what happened at the trial. But maybe because the Joker followers are super obsessed with him, he might get a little bit overwhelmed and starts running away from his own cult. Again, that's not the best reason I have, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Arthur Fleck can't necessarily handle all this admiration he has. Sure, he got in the car, they drove away amongst all of that chaos at the court building, but in the middle of a street somewhere down a few blocks in Gotham or so, he gets out and he's like, I need to get out of here, and they start chasing after him in such obsessed admiration, and he's just like, oh god, this is not necessarily what I signed up for, which may sound like it goes against the, ending of the first Joker movie where he's loving the admiration, but I have to assume that the reason why he gets out the car is because maybe he feels a bit freaked out by these two people who are, looking up to him, and he just feels like he needs to get out of there no matter matter what, though, it is insanely obvious that this scene takes place after he attends his own trial, and somehow, due to the explosions, due to all of the followers there, he manages to get away. Now, even though we can identify that this is the same suit, the same tie, the same kind of mustard-looking shirt and shoes, even though it's a bit dirtied up, one thing that he doesn't attend court with is the Joker makeup, and in the scene of him running away, he has Joker makeup on. Granted that it looks like it's mostly been smeared off, but you can see a little bit of the red smile and where it started to stretch out a little bit, but the edges of the smile have been wiped away. You can see a little bit of the bluey kind of makeup around his eyes. More or less, though, it's mostly gone, but he's still wearing the tattered suit from the explosion at the court building. Now, as to how he got this makeup when he wasn't even walking into his own trial with that makeup on in the first place, he's wearing the same suit, but not the same makeup. Now, this is a really big shot in the dark, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised when Harleen Quinzel enters the court. As we know, she enters in her normal clothes, and she enters in the Harley Quinn look as well. Maybe, just maybe, she puts the Joker makeup on him to somewhat symbolize the movement even more and kind of rub it in the court's face, despite him literally standing trial for like everything that went on with the clown/Joker movement. Obviously, this might not look so great for his case, but to stand in the face of it, to wear the clown makeup, that would certainly make for a very, very interesting scene. Especially, we can't forget, with Harvey Dent prosecuting him in there, it could be like really tense. It would be really cool as well if there was an Easter egg with how the explosions had made Harvey Dent lose half of his face as well. I don't think we would see it, but maybe there's a headline half an hour later in the movie, the next morning they're watching the news, Harvey Dent could be hospitalized with half of his face injured or something like that. It would just be a nice nod to that of Two-Face. So again, I'm not so sure about the whole makeup thing, but considering that we have a shot of Harleen going in with a normal coat, normal dress, but then she evidently goes in with a Harley Quinn look with makeup on as well, it just makes me think that I don't know what relationship they have at this point, other than we know that they are in one because the news is reporting it. They've got wind and the scoop for their own media outlet that she is Joker's new love, that maybe she's like, Arthur, you have to do this. Look at, there's a whole bunch of people out there for you. If you let me put this on you a little bit now, even though it seems really weird because they're literally in a, professional courtroom setting, she still might be able to do it somehow, but it gets a little bit smudged in all of that distraction and chaos and explosion during his escape. So his makeup is a bit smudged, his suit looks like crap compared to the darker colors it looked like he had as he was going into the court building, and that is more or less where we're at right now. So let me know if you think that I'm on the ball there. I may not be on the ball for everything, but you have to think Joker running away from 2 other followers 2 weeks ago is set after him wearing the same bloody suit where it's all clean looking, attending his own trial. Do you know what I mean? So let me know if you have anything to expand on this, because I may be missing something fairly obvious, and this could only be like 20 plus minutes of the movie. There could be like a whole bit after this where Harleen like rendezvous with Joker now that he's actually out there in the city, because don't forget that with Arthur having escaped thanks to the explosions and the Joker followers getting him a bit deeper into the city, he's a wanted man again. He's gonna have to somehow find a place, maybe regroup with Harleen, maybe in the courtroom scenes that we obviously haven't seen filming for. That could last for another 15 minutes. She whispers in his ear saying, "Meet me here," and he's like, "What do you mean?" And it's like, boom. So then he remembers that when he's deeper into the city. There's so many ideas that we can expand upon with what we've put together here. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more, please leave a like on the video. Of course, consider subscribing if you found yourself brand new here, because we stay very up to date on filming for all of these big DC movies. But other than that, I think that is everything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you fellow Jokers in the next video. Goodbye.